Welcome. You've splash landed into this Prosecco-laden podcast, straight into the woo-woo pool with the crew of Ohm-g. We're just a simple group of tragically imperfect and highly empathic BFFs, exploring a wide range of atypical topics with humor, grace, and curiosity. This is Ohm-g. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. This is our baby, our little virgin podcast, and we are just delighted to have you here with us. Who are we, you might ask? Well, we are
Ohm-g, the podcast.
Thank you again for joining us. We are so looking forward to getting to know everyone out there, and we're going to start right now and let you get to know us just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start. My name is Camille, and I am large, but thankfully not in charge. I am Prosecco Pink, and I am ready to just do some business here and talk about some stuff. And believe me, when I say stuff, we have stuff to talk about. I am fairly new to our area, 5 or 6 years or so. I worked for 20 years in corporate America in one of the largest cities in the United States. Had a great career, wonderful friends, and lots of opportunity. And then one day I kind of woke up in my mid-40s and had a wee existential crisis, the kind you would see on Lifetime TV, which I don't watch. But anyway, that's just, I do digress, and I'll do that often. Just trying to give you a little taste of who we are and what we're about. I've got varied interests. Some of them are, let's say, astrology and the spirit world and all kinds of cool things that we're going to be delving into. So with that being said, I'm Camille. It's nice to meet you. And now we're going to take it away to Chandra.
And I am Chandra. And I'm actually locally from this area. And we're in North Carolina. And we welcome you to the podcast. I've just been always interested in all the things kind of woo-woo, the supernatural, the paranormal. And later in life, I decided somehow I came into a situation where it was like, you should start investigating your own intuition. And I was like, oh, I've always been interested in that kind of stuff. So I kind of started into that vein and have never looked back. And through all of that, I've met this wonderful group of people who have become my family, my spiritual family, and all of the adventures that we've had together, which we will talk about in depth.
Oh, yes.
In future episodes. So welcome to the table.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Rosalie, and I am from the West Coast originally, and my husband's from the East Coast, so that's how we ended up here. My specialty or my interests are crystals, herbal healing, essential oils, and Reiki. So I do have a lot of interests, and through those interests, I found my tribe here, and we've had some crazy adventures together that we're dying to share with you. So welcome to our community.
Hello, everyone at home listening. It's good to have you with us. I am Erin the empath. I am, which she'll introduce herself in a second, but Brenda Sue Jean Jolene Louise III's favorite nephew. And I have always sort of been intuitive and very quote unquote sensitive as a kid, which I think was always labeled a bad thing. And so I sort of tried to repress it. And in my adult years, I kind of tuned into that and leaned into that. And I'm a middle school English teacher. And every team that I've taught on in different schools has always called me the counselor of our team, because kids always come to me with issues, and talking with them and getting to know them as people and see what they deal with on a daily basis, and even sometimes talk about or share a little bit of energy is my favorite part of my job. I'm also a writer, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this and form the community with you guys. I'll pass it over to Alexandra.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alexandra. I began my journey probably before I was 7, around 6. Had an experience, which I'm sure I'll bring up later again in the future, where I kind of realized my beliefs didn't fall under the Judeo-Christian traditions. And it wasn't about until high school that I had met a family friend who had said, you may want to check out this word in this group called pagan. And hearing that word, it kind of felt like my soul had found its home. And I've walked my path alone for quite a long time. I lived on the West Coast like Rosalie. I went to uni in New Jersey, and then I ended up moving here. Chandra is my cousin-in-law, so she's how I got into this group, and I finally found my soul tribe. I don't have to walk this path on my own anymore. So I am a pagan.
We hear from you, girl.
Got started really in tarot and crystals. I have varied interest. Cam's really brought out my interest in astrology. Rose feeding my interest in herbalism and crystals, and it's a great group to learn from. So I hope you can learn stuff from us and ask us questions, and that we can help you along your path.
Yes. So my name is Brenda Sue Jean Louise Jolene the third.
There was
But
two before you.
That's right, but you could just call me Brenda or Brenda Sue. So
She knows we mean business when we say Brenda Sue.
Yeah, that's what we all call her here. Brenda Sue.
So my interests are energy healing, spiritual communication, oracle cards, intuitive readings, you name it. I'm interested in it. Astrology,
All the woo-ness.
all
the woo.
all of the woo-ness.
Bring it on home.
Yeah,
Call her a radio, honey, because she's tuning in. Okay.
that's right. I'm tuned in, tapped in, turned up.
Mm-hmm.
Turned on.
I was going to say, this is so good. Now I'm just turned on. It just,
Tuning.
that could be the Prosecco, though. And we have got some fine talent at this table.
Yes, indeed. I first met Rosalie and Camille as well. I first met Aaron because he's my nephew and I've known him since he was born. But I met Rosalie and Camille whenever I was a massage therapist working at a big box massage therapy place.
Because we had some knots.
Yeah.
Lots of knots. Lots of knots.
It was not my favorite place to work, but okay. So I met them and we would talk about spiritual things on the table and life. And I was like, these two should meet each other. So I shared their information and they became friends. And then I met Chandra
Through Camille.
Uh-huh.
When I started trying to delve into my intuition, I took an online course. And it was an online course centered in Sedona, Arizona. But another person taking the same course was Camille, who lived 5 minutes down the road from me. Synchronicities, anyone?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of the people who were living locally got together to do a spirit circle. And that's how I met Camille. And we actually did that spirit circle in Brenda's massage area. And her massage office is kind of the location where this met. And she gave me one of Brenda's cards and she's like, if you need a massage therapist, you should talk to this person. She's really talented. And so that's kind of how I came into Brenda's orbit. And
Yeah, but don't be calling me because I'm retired now.
Mm-hmm.
She had that 401k.
That's a damn shame because she's good.
She was
I'm so
the
bummed I never
the
got to
best.
experience that. So bummed.
The best.
But she's now following her life purpose. And to that we say cheers.
Cheers to that.
As we all are. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we were getting together at my office, BC, before COVID.
Okay.
And we'd meet once a week. We would do intuitive development exercises. We would do meditation, energy work on each other. And just kind of everybody was exploring who they were in their spiritual experience. And it was a very open group for everybody just to come together and learn. Nobody is a expert.
Nope.
So we were all learning together.
And from each other. And just so you know, I manifested that stuff.
True.
Like you should get more Prosecco for that.
I get a Prosecco award.
All right. All right.
But in all honesty, going through that initial intuition opening kind of phase, I kept thinking to myself, I wish there was a group of people that I could learn from, that I could practice with, where we could have discussions or Reiki circles, or just can confirm that this stuff is real and happening and that I'm not going crazy. And I kid you not, within 2 weeks of kind of putting that out in the universe, after I had a massage session with Brenda, I get a text from her saying, I'm thinking about doing this thing, and I'm thinking about starting, a weekly meetup. Would you be interested in coming? And I'm like, thank God that you're doing it. Thank my people.
And it's so funny because when we started that little, Wednesday woo-woo session that we called it, we had some people come in, didn't quite fit. They drifted away. And after all was said and done and the fallout had happened, here we are with this wonderful core group. And we constantly learn from each other. And I just love it.
Yeah, it's really awesome, the friendship that we've had. And during COVID, we would start meeting outside before we were
6 feet
we
apart.
even did
of
a
course.
couple of over the phone things too, early COVID,
right.
Like start
Because-
like a group chat and stuff to like be like, hey, this
To
is
stay
the
connected.
energy.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
And around this time, let's all kind of get together and meditate, even though we're apart, which was really nice and kind of kept me going because I had joined so close to when COVID started that it was like I had such a short time with you guys in person that it was a really nice connection because I moved here, didn't really know anyone. So it was a great way to stay connected.
And it really did feel like something had been ripped away.
Yes.
We weren't able to get
Yes.
together like that anymore for an extended period of time. Because as we think back, we were all told, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks. Oh, it's going to be a month. Oh.
Right.
And then 3 months later, it's like we're all clawing at our clothes and trying to get out of our skin. We're all going crazy. But
Yeah, and when we would get together and everybody would part ways and leave and go home, I would be like, I needed that so much.
Yes.
I mean, we would laugh
Yes.
so much that my mouth would hurt.
even when it
Your
was not
jaw, your
alcohol,
neck, your cheek, all of
Yeah.
it.
even when it was not alcohol induced. But
Yeah, we never drank at the massage office. I mean, it was just
No.
like energy work that we were doing.
Different kind of spirit, really.
Different kind of
Yes.
spirit.
And
But
I
I'm
love
sh-
the fact that it was a place where you can ask the questions that sound kind of dumb in your head, or you're like, I should know this, right? But
Or-
you guys are always really cool when when everyone asks a question, saying, okay, well, this is my take on it. This is my take. And for anyone who's starting their journey or somewhere in the middle, the best advice I was ever given about spiritualism, pagan, be it what it may, is learn everything you can, read everything, look up things, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because there are some
Absolutely.
things that people say, and I'm like, y'all are bonkers. I'm so happy you believe that.
Right.
That's not me. I'm going
Right.
to step to the side here.
Right.
But that was, it was really helpful to get all those different opinions and answers.
we're all at different frequencies. We're all at different
Yes.
levels, and different things resonate with different people.
Different lifetimes, you could even say.
Mhm.
Yes.
True. Very true.
But we meld together and we accept everybody as they are, and we all learn from each other. So in our group, no question is a dumb question because that opens a door to conversation, and
And we have trust.
Yeah, we trust each other.
I know that I can express this to Aaron, and he's not going to, he's not going to give me like the side eye. Well, he might give me the side eye. But
Well, he'll give me the side eye. Yeah.
Very expressive. And in that same vein, I mean, I feel like it's not like a tolerance thing. Like we lovingly accept each other.
Yes.
Like recently, can someone pronounce what Halloween is called with S?
Samhain.
Samhain?
Samhain.
Thank you. There you go. From your local pagan.
Mhm.
I asked, when is that? Right? Because it kept being brought up in a group chat in our text message. And I said, when is?
Samhain.
Thank you.
Do the Sows come home? What happened?
Do the Sows come home? Right, home on the range.
Right.
And so someone said, oh, it's Halloween. And I think maybe somebody said, what kind of witch are you, Aaron? And so it's like this loving acceptance where we joke with each other. And it's like, how the hell do you not know what
Samhain.
is, right?
Because let's
Halloween.
be honest, if you read that word, it looks like Samhain.
That's what
Yes.
and that's how I pronounced
It
it.
does.
And
And
there's
never
like-
again.
I can never say the full word, but it's like Lunasa. Lunasa does not look like Lunasa. So, when I was reading all this stuff, I was like,
Lunesta, she got all kinds of side effects.
Lufthansa.
I'm like, that's a
Right.
German airline, but no, that's Lufthansa. Right.
Words,
But,
language.
it's nice to have that community where you go, hey, Aaron, and sweetie, it's
It's
not
Halloween, honey.
It's
And we don't take ourselves so seriously. We look at
No.
spiritualism as the joy in life, the fun in life. And that's the place that you manifest from. And not taking it so seriously and being able to laugh with one another and bring kind of like the brevity to the situation. We're able, that's what we get from being around one another. We kind of lighten each other's vibration because we can be like, Salmon baby. Yeah.
Yes.
I know, you know.
And we don't take each other, we don't take ourselves so seriously when we're together. I know that we're all empathic, and we all take ourselves so seriously when we're not together. And then we get together and we start the back and forth, and you can just almost feel the vibration
Raise.
raise. And that's why we started this podcast, because that's what we want to create for those people out there who are like us, that aren't as blessed as we are, to have these 6, 7 people. And I'm counting Allie.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Who's Rosalie's daughter, who is a full-fledged part of the group, but she's in college right now and not able to be at the table with us, obviously here in spirit, but who aren't blessed to have a group of people like this that you can just go, hey, I'm feeling off my stuff this week. Please tell me there's something astrological going on right now, because I feel like I'm losing my mind. She can go, honey, something's in the house of whatever, and it's all good. And I can feel the weight of that lift just by having that conversation with my friend. So that's really what we want to bring to our community, to create that community for the people who don't already have that in their lives.
Yeah, and this is kind of how we started. It was sitting around the kitchen table. After we were in the office, obviously, but during COVID, we would be around the table on the screened-in porch, or sitting in a circle
around the fire pit outside.
In very cold weather. I think we were all very bundled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if that's the only way we could be together, then that's what we did.
Yeah.
Right. I think that there was a podcast I was listening to this week that was talking about community and mental health, in particular, like the beginning of the pandemic.
Mhm.
Like, how do you define community? How did your community shift during the pandemic? And I feel like we had just kind of secured this like strong bond of like the core 6 or 7 of us with Allie that knew what we were in for, and we're very excited to hang out each week. And then, this global pandemic happened that no one could have seen coming. And
I think that's almost the silver lining of the pandemic. It's allowed people to cut stuff away from their life, or release things from their life that didn't serve them anymore, or serve
Go
you.
within.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Find the core group of people who make you happy, do what makes you happy.
And we're definitely closer because of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
become much more intertwined in each other's life, which I'm very grateful for.
Yes.
And out of that bond became this idea to, let's start recording these things. Let's start sharing them with the people who don't have the same, who aren't as blessed as we are. And let's provide that to those people as well. So we want to thank you for joining us.
Yes.
We want you to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a review, whatever you can do to support this if we resonate with you. And we invite you to come back and grab your glass and sit at the table and join us next time.
Come sit at the table with us.
And if we don't resonate, blessed be.
Yeah.
Love and release.
Absolutely.
You're here and listening for some sort of reason. So welcome to our community.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow and subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and leave a review. It's so easy to do and such a huge help for us. We appreciate your interactions so much. Want to join us at our table? Make sure to check out our YouTube channel and join our Facebook community. If you've enjoyed this content and wish to support us, take a look at our Patreon page. All information and links will be in our podcast description. Catch you next time.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM. Women's voices amplified.